we're watching the championship round. I guess they get an extra hour and a half to play that one out.
For sure.
The guy won it on turn 3.
Oh,
We thought we were gonna have to sit there all night just watching to see who became the champion.
nope.
But
No, that's the crazy part about like high level competitive Magic is that these decks are so expensive and hyper optimized that these matches only last like 5, maybe 6 turns max, which is
insane.
nuts.
Why do they
It's insane.
give him so much time to begin with knowing that though?
Because there's a chance that it turns into a fucking numbers
Exactly.
contest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like there are combos in Magic that lead to you having like fucking 100 level monsters or more. You fucking tap one thing that leads to a chain reaction that leads to you having like 1,000 fucking mana, and you got 100 tokens for each thing you gotta tap.
And then your opponent plays a 1 mana card that disrupts the entire stack.
Yeah, the blue player.
Yeah, exactly. And just completely,
I got
love doing
so
that.
many blue cards, and I never thought I'd end up like in a position where I've got to be a blue player, but I think I might be just blue off of what I've got to start with.
You know, it was like when I was first getting into it, it was definitely the most attractive archetype to me. But the more I'm
I really like
getting my boy Jayburn into it, like he's very attracted to blue as well. You are. It seems to be a common thing that people see blue as like the major disrupt. You know, they see the value of disruption in a 4-player game, which is valuable. But where that becomes an issue is like late game, unless you have like certain commanders that compensate for that well, like Urza, my boy Urza.
So there was the guy that won the championship. Most of the people I talked to, they were using like multiple colors.
Yeah.
This guy was just a straight black. I don't remember what the
He's a black supremacist.
Yeah. And he won. He won with that. I was like,
yeah, no, that happens.
That's crazy to me. With so much cards out there, that when you limit yourself that much, I would think that you would be putting yourself at a disadvantage in a way.
Well, you gotta think about it like you're also drawing your mana out of your deck, right?
Yeah.
And so if all of your lands are exactly the mana that you need, it's a lot easier to play whatever you draw out of your hand versus a multicolor deck where if you like pull a bunch of green mana out of your deck, but you only have a bunch of like blue cards to play, you're just kind of like fucked.
You fucked yourself.
Yeah. So like there's fewer like pop off synergies, you know, in aggregate than there are when you combine colors, just, you know, because of the math. But generally, you know, there are ways to like optimize those single color decks to pop off about as hard, just in a different kind of way.
So it just is more consistent in a way because of that.
Especially a black deck.
I don't know what his leader was called, but he said that he could play cards using his life essentially as mana. And then he healed himself after like going down to like 5 or 0 just so he could play some more and won the game that way. All in one turn. And the reason he won, I guess, was because someone else was about to pop off is I guess the term. And he just started going through his whole deck, and if he hit one card, he would have won, but he never saw it.
Yep, that happens quite often.
Everybody else burned their stuff trying to stop him, and they couldn't stop him. But then he killed himself in the process because when he was doing it, he also was taking his life to play out the stuff. So he ended up killing himself, and the other two of the players tried to stop him, and they burned out all their stuff trying to stop him. And so the other guy just could do it and won. I was like, God damn.
Yep. That's how it goes.
It was insane and intense. I loved it. It was beautiful. It's definitely a good game.
So this match had like a audience?
Audience was me, Danielle, and a few of the players that stayed. Some of the players that didn't make it to top 8 just left. And there was a lot of people there. I want to say maybe 50 people. And it was a 2K tournament. $2,000 to the winner.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice. How many people were sitting around there watching that last match?
Yeah.
All of them?
All of the people that stayed, basically. So maybe 20 people or so were sitting there wanting to see what happened.
Decent audience for a Magic tournament.
It was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Local, at least.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good turnout.
Yeah.
They
Honestly.
did not stream. I interviewed the players and I recorded some of their matches, but that was about that. The winner, I interviewed him, and I guess when you're in the top 8, you get an invite to a $200,000 tournament or something like that.
What?
Whoa.
I didn't know Magic was like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know the money was there like that.
Yeah, and I mean, you see how much these decks cost that they're playing at that level, and it makes a lot of sense, to be honest.
Well, at Sky High, they let people use
proxies.
So
yeah,
I don't know.
I've realized that's an extremely contentious topic.
Yeah.
People don't like that?
No.
No.
A lot of people's stance on it is if you don't
bring a mic in.
A lot of people's stance on it is if you haven't spent the money to like obtain that card. I didn't realize we had started.
I didn't either.
You shouldn't be playing it if you don't have it. Kind of like the whole emulation argument of if you don't have the game, you shouldn't be emulating it.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
Welcome to Ghost on the Aux. Yes, I'm cutting you off for 1 second.
Okay.
We are really deep into cards now, so
we are.
Everybody's playing cards. Trey taught me to play Magic, or Commander specifically, in a 1v1 format. Huh?
Did you have fun?
Commander 1v1's fuck.
Define fun.
All right, that's fair.
Fun is irrelevant. Were you educated? Did you learn?
I learned it, yeah.
Well, there you go.
I think I retained it enough.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
I'll have to try again with One Piece sometime because I feel like for some reason it was just a lot at once, and I wasn't in the headspace to like absorb that information when y'all were trying to teach it to me before.
That's fair.
I was surprised that you were as open and like taking it in as well. Like after doing all the stuff that you were doing at the guild. Like you were running around filming and doing.
Once
all
I was
shit.
done with that, I kind of just shut my brain off on that.
Yeah, fair enough.
When I was done filming, I was done. So I was just moving on to another thing.
I would say One Piece TCG is a little simpler. Magic is just there's so much history as well with Magic, so much different terms.
That's the intimidating part of it is just the vast number of an amount of cards and strategies that are out there.
But the thing is with that is that there's
you can go ahead.
Yeah, there's so many resources out there and so many people who have already done the hard work of parsing through all of those cards and showing like what's the best, or there are already such sort of flexible and ethereal but relatively established standards for what for this power levels and structuring of different decks and stuff like that.
Right.
Like there's a pretty good standard of like the bracket system for like where your deck stands like in its power level and who would be fair for you to like go up against.
Even though it may seem overwhelming, I think after you start playing a card game, the other card games start to make sense enough to. It just it kind of translates.
That's why I said I wanted to try again
with One
Piece at some point. Now, here's the thing. I guess I enjoyed playing. I did not play, and I didn't enjoy it enough to feel like I need to start collecting, buying cards. I just don't see it as a hobby that I'm attached to in that way.
Well, so that's why I thought it was more open and regular to like print out the cards in the Magic community, at least, because I know like Bros, Sky High, and I think Treasure Coast Magic, they allow for proxies. So I thought the community itself was a little more open to proxies. Whereas with One Piece, you have to find a specific place that's going to let you use.
Well,
proxies.
It's just one of those things.
One Piece is also a lot new, fresher. So I feel like enforcing that rules, enforcing that structure is a lot more like
simpler.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
It's one of those things too. Exactly, like the enforcing that structure. Wizards of the Coast doesn't give a fuck. The businesses don't give a fuck. So the only people that gives a fuck are these older members of the community, and in a certain part myself, because I do empathize with a lot of the arguments that I hear in the anti-proxy,
oh yeah, by the
dialogue. But
I'm Devin. This is Almond. We got Moth. We got Trey.
Me.
Hey.
Hello.
What up?
Anyway, continue.
So yeah, like that. Where was I at? I'm sorry.
This is the new season of Ghost on the Aux, and we're starting it off strong.
You were saying you agree, or you empathize with the points of the non-proxy camp pretty well.
You're a Magic gatekeeper.
Yes. You know me. I'm Mr. Gatekeeper. I'm Mr. Sentinel at the gates. And now that I have every reason to be.
Sentinelese.
Yeah, call me Sentinelese.
This one ended up looking more like an asshole.
It does,
incredible.
Actually. All right.
But yeah, so
ready
like
to spark up another?
the thing is like
Sure.
because I've gotten into the game without proxies at all, and I have like gone through the process of having a starter deck, like buying a precon, upgrading the precon steadily over time, playing it with my pod, you know, and then incrementally improving it game like week after week that I'm running with my pod. I feel like I was like lucky enough to have a very organic, like intended audience, intended experience for the game, especially for Commander. Because I just had like a 4-player. No, I'm good. I just had like a 4-player pod, or there was a 3-player that needed a 4th of people that I all knew
So
really well, you know. And so it was really easy to get into because I already knew everybody. I had a good understanding of the game, and I was taught it like very effectively. So like, I got into it in that context. You know, it was very easy for me to, in my head, incentivize like investing into the game as like a legitimate social medium. You know, as a as
Because you
something
had
for me to like
you had recurring people to commit to it with.
exactly. You know, and they all have good
Just me and
decks,
you.
and you know they've all got we all kind of bring something
shit.
different to the new to the table
shit.
each time. And I think that there's something to that, and I think that there is something to us, you know, kind of all playing, you know, bracket notwithstanding, especially because I used to be the weakest link, being the earliest one or the latest person to get into it, but I've caught up. You know, I put enough work into my decks now to where it's like, you know, we're all about bracket 3, maybe low 4, you know, and it's like at that point, you know, unless the big thing that's stopping you from like really making a deck pub stompy is whether you're willing to spend like $60 to $100+ on a card, you know, which is where I draw the line personally. Like the most I've
a
spent on a
single card?
yeah.
Yeah.
God damn. And
'Cause,
there's
like,
like
in my-
100 in
in
the
my
whole
car-
fucking deck.
Yeah. In my deck right now, I'm running Grand Summoner mostly. And right now, like there's 2 cards in particular, Doubling Season and the Ozolith. You know, that Doubling Season's like a $20, $30 card depending, and the Ozolith's like 60 to 80 depending. And
I thought it was
I'm
really
not trying to spend
funny.
all that.
I thought it was
That's
really
for 2
funny how
cards.
the first match. Well, we only played one match where he was introducing to me how to play, and he
Yeah, this is funny.
at Guildhall he bought 2 cards to add to this specific deck. I ended up with that deck. I ended up drawing both of those 2 cards in the process of as he's teaching me like the strategy of like the
Yeah, he had like a very optimal draw off the deck.
So like immediately I not only got like the most like almost as optimal as a play as I can right off the rip, but I also got the newest cards that he just added, and he was immediately like, yeah, I'm glad I bought those cards then.
Nice.
Yeah.
Immediately hits.
Mm-hmm. And that's
Were
fun
the
too. That's why I
game-winning
like
cards? Are these game-winning cards? Like, I know how some cards will be like, it says on the text, "You win the game," type thing.
It's not an Exodia.
There is. I did incorporate one of those like win cons into the Unideck since then, so it can do that in a kind of like a roundabout way. But that's like, you know, some decks are way more about that. You get that a lot in like blue and black decks. A lot of you know, you win the game when you've milled this many cards. You're down to like nothing in your library, kind of thing, like that old Nami.
Yeah, literally. That's what it reminds me of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of that between like the different colors and such. Yeah, that's good.
So what colors were you playing?
It was blue and green.
And you?
Yeah, blue, white, and green. And I was playing red, white, and blue.
America.
You know,
Captain America color.
He was doing it for the 250th.
Exactly.
He's a proud patriot.
Proud
facts. And you know, personally, I think we're killing it. So happy 250th.
Killing something.
We're really doing. Yeah, we're really doing our thing. But yeah, it's cool. Like getting everybody into Magic. You're the weak link now.
I'm not doing that.
You're the last. You gotta do it.
Nah.
You gotta at least learn how to play, because I got decks.
I know how to play. I know how Magic works.
I got decks.
But I'm not playing.
You gotta play Commander.
No, I'm all right. I got One Piece. I gotta practice. That's how it is. I'm on the grind.
What even is there to like practice with those decks?
Against the different matchups. I want to be the best, man. I'm trying to get the serialized cards that are like fucking 15K a piece. I'm trying to get to the big tournaments and go to champions.
You know what? I respect it. I respect it.
What Zoro card?
First anniversary.
Oh, the one that Cole gave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a buyer.
That's crazy that she gave you that, bro. That's a crazy.
It wasn't even
yeah,
that
I would
much
hold
when
It
on to
wasn't
that,
much at
honestly.
all when she gave it to me.
Yeah, I
you
would
should
hold on to that.
definitely, yeah, you
Sure.
should hold on because
I'm
every
thinking I
anniversary, after every anniversary drops, there's a spike in just like a whole bunch of older
The
cards.
previous
It's-
anniversaries.
Yeah,
Mhm.
well, not even just previous anniversaries,
any.
but just of
Promo
Alt arts,
cards,
of the
especially.
older Zoros, Namis, Luffy's,
Yeah.
especially.
And
It just
I figure
boosts.
with it being the first anniversary,
Yeah, no, yeah, that too.
like one of these days it's gonna pop off. I was looking for a certain
And it's a
price,
good grade.
and the thing is, like, I was having a hard time nailing a value because it's CGC,
But
and
it's a
a
high
lot of people
grade?
but a lot of people didn't agree on different price ranges.
but it's a 10, right?
Gem mint,
Yeah,
not a
so,
pristine.
I say honestly,
But all the listings are like PSA,
So why not?
almost.
Well,
And
not.
then
Why not go off of just the last sold on eBay?
sometimes
because
eBay is like
people
unreliable.
I mean, the last sold were like 400, 420.
I looked at the recent sold stuff, but they were all PSA.
And
And
there was CGC ones on there.
I didn't at the
I
time.
say you just break it out and put it into a PSA 1 or something. PSA 10.
I've been hearing a lot of.
That's the
a lot
thing,
of
though.
weird
Is
stuff.
it worth the money? To do it might be better to do it early if it's gains value later.
I mean,
I don't know, because that's
how
'cause I
much
know
is it
with
valued
PSA
at out of it?
the
out
thing
of
with
sleeve,
it, the thing
or
is,
out
I
of the
don't
slab?
like, for a lot of reasons, I don't really fuck with PSA,
That's fair.
and I also know that it'll probably so much could go wrong. I feel like
Yeah, and I've heard
Number
a lot
one,
of iffy stuff about PSA as well.
they're
I was
shifty,
saying,
they're
yeah.
shady because
Mhm.
well, number one, it's not
Not
even
to say
shady,
CGC isn't.
but just their base.
Outside of the fucking thing, it's 800.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
You're telling me it's 400 in it?
No,
Oh,
Last
I
sold
didn't
on
say
eBay
400.
was.
last sold
no,
on eBay.
I saw
is
a PSA 10
That's what I was-
around $2,000.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was saying to him. So that's why I'm like, you could.
But the thing is,
You might as well try.
Yeah.
but I'm worried about number one, sending it to PSA, waiting 6 months for them to maybe lose it, and then grade it worse than it was as a CGC.
I mean, if they
And
grade
then
it worse,
and then I have to pay, if they do grade it high, I have to pay like a fraction. How much do they charge? Like
I didn't know
they grade depending on the value of it.
I didn't know they charge you more for the card. Damn,
They charge you more if it's a more valuable card.
I didn't know that.
So that I'm worried. I feel like there's so many different things that could go wrong sending it to PSA because they're backed up by months. So unless I pay extra for whatever, what's the word,
Expedition.
priority, I think, or something, it could be back waiting for 4 to 6 months or some shit.
Are you in a rush to get rid of it? 'Cause it
Not
doesn't hurt.
really,
But also,
not really. But
if
I'm
you-
more worried about it getting lost or fucked up in the process.
if you can get it signed by the voice actor, though, break it out of the slab, get it signed at one of the cons that you're going to. If he's there, just get him to sign that shit.
Zorro,
and then
English
fucking
voice
PSA.
actors show up to a lot of stuff.
He does.
Yeah.
He was literally at the one that we went to.
Who's Zorro?
He's the first one that I went to with you, Nicole.
Yeah.
He was there.
I think you should get it.
he's-
Get it signed on
Because he's
slab.
not just Zoro. He's Vegeta.
Was that
He's fucking Piccolo.
was that MegaCon or was that
God.
Cardfest?
That was
MegaCon, right?
Yeah, it was MegaCon. He's Vegeta. He's Piccolo. He's All Might. He's fucking
No, he
Full
did
Metal
all
Alchemist Mustang. He's everything.
Yeah.
Roster.
Yeah, I'm sockless and shoeless. I'm gonna censor this.
No shirt, no service.
I'm
bro.
gonna blur our feet.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't be me.
That's a good idea. Actually,
Get
to,
that graded,
get
bro.
it. But
Fucking
do I
triple the damage. with
getting a
that fucking
signature
price.
is a great idea. Is regrading it worth it though? Is still a debate to me.
It's fair.
Like,
I think it's worth it to do it sooner than later because it can only gain more value.
I mean, and
what
that's-
if I do it through
but if
something
you
other
don't
than
do it, then
PSA?
you
What
know
if I
it's
do
going to be
tag or
safe
something?
and it's slab.
Yeah.
I haven't
just-
really seen much tag like at all. I mean, maybe it'll pop off eventually, but it probably will pop off eventually. But I haven't seen much tag stuff at like the card conventions. It's usually PSA, Beckett especially. Beckett is like the premier thing.
Yeah.
But if you don't feel like it's gonna hit pristine Gem Mint 10 or whatever,
Is a Beckett Or PSA 9 still, like, worst case scenario, still better than a CGC 10?
I think so.
I think so.
Will it stay more valuable than a CDC 10?
I think so.
I think CGC
Pristine
is
10?
kind of on the come up
Yeah.
in comparison to PSA.
And what about pristine 10s versus like regular, like gem
Gem
mints?
Uh,
Because all of my slabs are pristine 10s from CGC.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm wondering like what the value curve is going to be on those over time. Because if anything from CGC stands to gain value, it would be those presumably.
so one thing I saw a video of someone I follow about the One Piece cards Spinnerip. She posted a video about how she sent her stuff out to get graded by PSA. And she was like, PSA kind of just you have a high chance of getting a Gem Mint 10 with PSA. And she showed one of the cards that she got back as a Gem Mint 10, and it had like a little bit of damage on the side.
Still got it.
And still got a Gem Mint 10.
Still got a Gem Mint.
So, and they're more valuable right now
do
than
you have
CGC.
to break it out yourself to send it to them, or can you send them already graded from one place?
If you
Send it to them and be like, grade it again.
I wouldn't send it because they might just put it in that same grade, give it back to you, and then offer
Well,
to
that's a
buy
good way
it
to-
from you for
that's
a
a good way
low
to
price.
guarantee-
Retain the
Well,
grade.
it's a good way to guarantee.
I'd rather take the chance of getting the higher because, and it's not hard to break them
This
out.
fool sent us
I
a
broke my
slab.
card out of its slab because it was more valuable outside of the slab. It was like in the slab, it was like graded a gem mint 9 point or not gem mint a 9.5 or whatever, and it was maybe $100, and then it was $300 outside of the slab. So I was like, "Fuck that."
Yeah, sometimes it's not worth it. It's so weird.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't. I don't think CGC is as popular at cons right now.
Oh, definitely not.
Anything can change. Anything
think-
can change. Tag could overcome all of them somehow.
My theory is I don't think CGC even has to do anything different. They'll, I think, catch up just by nature of the fact that PSA has a shitty reputation
yeah.
and it's getting. I feel like it's getting worse.
I think didn't PSA
You know what I mean?
buy one of the other companies? Is
I
it
thought it was
either?
Beckett or something.
Yeah, I
or
think they
vice
bought
versa.
Beckett or something. Yeah. So I don't know. Really, when you're sending it to PSA, you're sending it to the other guy too. So they just have a monopoly on the market right now. But that could be in CGC's favor later down the line, or Tag's favor later down the line.
Tell us in the comments who your preferred grading company is.
Yeah, and the grading wars.
Guys, the grading wars are here to stay.
for now.
Do you remember we knew somebody who's wanted to make their own grading company? Do you remember this?
No, but Danielle said she wanted to try grading, making her own like grading thing. I was like, I don't know how
feel
easy
like-
that is to get into.
I feel like
I would imagine
Gotta
not
be
at
a
all.
tough
No,
space.
yeah.
not like impossible.
I mean, the
Without
most
a lot of
recent.
money backing you.
Yeah, you need. I don't know how you.
Well, Tag is the most recent one that's like kind of broken big, right? And their whole gimmick is that they do the AI grading, right? They have the AI scans, and I feel like that's like a pretty big gimmick.
I heard that was
you know,
a misunderstanding. That it's not using AI. They're doing electronic scans.
Yeah.
I don't think they're using AI for it.
I've seen
Well,
people have like their phones to scan cards to tell them how
Yeah.
good the
Well, it
grading
was-
is. I didn't know that was a thing.
early on with Tag, they were specifically doing AI because everybody was putting AI on their shit because that was like the .com of today. You gotta have a website if you're gonna have a company. You gotta have AI if you're gonna have a company.
Yeah.
One of those situations. To the degree that they actually do, I don't know. But I remember that being like the big sell for them, especially early on. And
got
so
the
like
long
that's
ass
kind of
going.
what you're up against is the biggest contender for these three legacy companies. CGC, for as far behind as they are, they've been around forever, for a very long time. All these companies, Beckett, PSA, they've all been around for decades. And so you're really
Yeah, when
going
did
up
they
against a series of titans.
Yeah,
when
you know.
did grading stuff start?
It's gotta
Magic
go
maybe.
back. It's gotta go
Or
back as
sports
far as
cards,
even,
probably.
Yeah, sports cards.
And is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
the 50s, 40s,
That's a good question.
20s?
Yeah, I'm not a
I don't know
sports
when
card
grading
guy.
would have started.
Well, I feel like cards go back to about that time, right? Baseball
cards go
cards?
back.
Or
I mean,
go back
trading cards as we
way-
know them, probably.
Probably later than that then.
Yeah. I don't know.
But even then, like in the wider world of like playing cards and shit, how many people have like just traded different collectible decks of playing cards, even, you know?
Yeah.
Trading cards started in 1948. Well, about 1948.
So
You know what
feels
would be
about right.
really wild? Is if Nintendo flew in out of left field into the trading card space, really bringing it back to their roots. Like it's a Nintendo Direct and they
Bro.
have their logo on the screen and then it flips to their like first generation logo from back when they were printing playing cards.
Yes.
And then they have the whole like roster of because like Magic the Gathering, like with Smash Bros or something like the Smash Bros roster, you know, and like they have all the properties for like a bitchin' trading card game. Like they can make that happen.
I mean, look at what Disney
that would
did
be the
with
Smash
perfect
the
way
Lorcana.
card game.
Bro,
That's
that would be the ultimate.
That's basically
like, way to
Disney's
roll that out.
Lorcana.
Smash TCG.
So cigarettes back in 1875 started the card industry, I guess.
Yeah,
Yo,
that
give
makes
me the
sense.
lore off the wiki.
I'm not looking through any more of it. There's too much. But
Editor, scan the whole thing on screen right now.
Editor, give us the
1900s,
whole
or
wiki.
1800s basically is when it started, but it didn't really
Wikipedia,
get
the online
into
encyclopedia.
being the way we understand it to be until the 40s, I guess. So
Yeah, those old cigarette cards,
80
if you get them in
years?
good condition, they're extremely expensive.
we've been collecting cards for 80 years, guys.
Yo, I got 3 of cloves.
Poker.
Oh,
Texas
sweet.
Hold'em.
Death 13.
I'm gonna grade my ace of diamonds.
Yo, I got a 10 of
My
menthols.
1997 Nintendo Ace of Diamonds.
Yo, the Bowser, a fucking holographic Bowser would go crazy.
I mean, that's like a good close to a century before Bowser.
I'm saying now if they did a modern,
Bro, we've got to
Yeah.
find a way to
Refresh.
get to Nintendo about this. Get them on this shit if they don't have somebody already on
It has to be.
It's gotta be. It's
bubbling
gotta
up
be
in
in
their R&D.
R&D.
Like
Yeah.
like and they've got because the way that they operate, I would imagine they're just going to go as hard into whatever they're doing right now until they just can't, and then they're going to have this
Yeah.
guaranteed surefire money sink to just like open up, you know, and let flood
Yeah.
in, just like they did with the Wii.
Yeah,
I'm good on that,
Yeah.
by the way.
Okay,
Thank you.
yeah.
it's basically what Disney did
it's
with
about that.
Lorcana.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Lorcana is also kind of genius. Is it still doing well, though?
Yeah, it's doing
Yeah.
pretty decent.
Uh,
Emily collects the boxes and doesn't have anybody to play with.
Yeah.
And nobody loves spending money more than Disney adults.
Nobody.
No,
True.
like that.
That's
That
insane.
alone would keep that game because I've had
And
no
not
interest in playing
socializing,
it. But
playing the game with people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like she
She could
just
probably
likes
find people at
collecting them.
TCM.
I've
It's close by.
tried telling
Don't they
her
have
to
some
go to
people?
card shops and shit. She just
Uh,
goes, gets the thing, and leaves.
I
Or
don't-
she'll like go to Walmart.
I'll be
buy
surprised. The
but-
one like big like regional One Piece tournament that I went to out in Orlando, the second largest competitive scene like in that whole warehouse like area was Lorcana, which I was really shocked.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, but I guess we're in Florida in Orlando in particular. So yeah, of course, you know, maybe I was a bit of a biased pool,
Mhm.
but in Disney World and all that.
I mean,
But
From what I've seen for Lorcana, there just isn't that many players right now. I think it's more of a collector thing,
it's a lot more of a collector's thing
like
right now.
Pokemon, kind
The-
of.
It's,
where there's more
it
Pokemon
plays like
collectors.
Pokemon
Mike-
with a little bit of magic mechanics. Like you've got
Microphone.
Huh?
Microphone.
Oh, I thought I was being loud enough. They've got enough of a like you got a tap land mechanic to do stuff. But it kind of it really does feel like its own thing. That's one thing I'll give it. It's got I think 5 color combinations, and there's really no strict adherence to what characters are in any color, so you can kind of like pick and choose your favorite Disney characters and make a deck out of that, and it's still kind of viable. Like as far as I've seen, I haven't really looked into the competitive scene for it, but as far as like the cards that my friend collected and we've like sat around looking at and kind of deck building with, there's a lot of fair play with the combos. It's very balanced.
With One Piece, I would say it's similar to Magic in the way that certain colors typically do certain things. Like black, I guess, is more trash based or life in Magic, but in One Piece, black is just all your trash or maneuvering cost advantage, like making your characters cost higher so they have board protection, or making someone else's characters lower so they don't have board protection. With blue, it's a lot of drawing or bouncing cards on the field or off the field. Red is typically rushed, aggressive, but they can also like lower the power or raise the power of characters or your leader sometimes. Yellow is basically just life manipulation. Manipulate your life, manipulate their life. People fucking hate playing against yellow in One Piece because they can heal. And if you're playing something that's not yellow, you're not healing more than likely. What
So
else?
You just got to fucking mollywop past them.
You just got to mollywop past them. The closest thing to resource is the Dawn. Typically, every deck uses 10 Dawn. Purple ramps up Dawn fast or can use their Dawn to do something else.
Right.
Like they'll subtract it completely off the field and send it back to the Dawn deck just so they can do something.
Huh.
But they can ramp it right
Very
back.
Yu-Gi-Oh of them.
Yeah. It's
I sacrifice 3 cards to put a big fucker in my face.
sometimes it's worth it.
Yeah.
Drop 3 big fuckers if you're Sen Goku. That's
Yeah.
it's crazy. With green, I think green is probably like the second strongest if it's not yellow. Green can restand a character, rest a character, freeze a character, restand your Dawn, which is what you use to play, or
Okay.
you attach Dawn as well to increase every Dawn that you attach is 1,000 power. You have a max of 10 Dawn in a deck typically. So if you can restand your Dawn and reattach it to something else and swing with it, it can be busted.
Right.
So
okay. So that's like your status color.
that so there's the leaders tell you what color you can play, and every leader is up to 2 colors at most. I know in Magic there's like multicolor leaders.
Yeah, Magic's got like 3 color combo, 5 color combo, 2 color, 1 color, monocolor, no color. It's fucking insane, and I'm still barely grasping the bottom floor of that.
It gives you a lot of options though.
Yeah.
With One Piece, you either got 1 color or 2 colors typically.
I believe that's also how Lorcanon works. They've got like yellow, purple, red, blue, and green and gray. I think
Gray.
It's 6 colors. I forgot one.
I think that cards have definitely taken over. I think people like the color coordination too.
I just really appreciate the fact that it's an analog activity.
That people
more
appreciate
than
the analog activity.
Yeah.
There's
socializing.
There's not enough community.
You gotta actually read
activities.
and it like makes you use your brain. And like I said, it's just great for like as a social thing to do.
It is.
This guy gets it.
And so it's like
this guy gets it.
We all get it.
That's been the biggest draw for me.
Supports
analog
TCG
activities,
gameplay, and hobbies.
Support your local hobby store because I need more people playing Warhammer that aren't fucking goblins.
Yeah, you want to talk about fucking spending money?
Oh yeah, I'm terrible. But I also think we should be way more willing to proxy in Warhammer. There's a lot of people.
I mean,
who
you buy a
proxy.
3D printer and you can play Warhammer
Absolutely.
for a lot cheaper than actually playing the game. I feel like that
I'm talking like you get something that is the
Lego.
size of the base, like Lego. Like you get something that is the size of the base of the model that you need, and all of the models are available online for fucking free.
Could you imagine a Warhammer Lego like a proper
I bet you
one?
somebody's made this already.
Well, I'm sure like people have made prefabs or whatever, but I'm
so
saying
down
like,
to scale Warhammer logo
Does
if you're willing to
Warhammer-
play it with me. This is the perfect size.
I mean,
Lego
it
for
already is like the perfect scale for
It's
it. So like if you
pretty
just,
much.
I guess you technically could just play with the Legos available, but I'm saying if they did like an official collaboration.
Oh, they would
That-
never.
Where you had like proper
They
like
would-
mini models
they
and they had
might.
like the big
They-
space
it's
marines.
possible.
that would
Warhammer
be-
was
Swedish
way too dark
Swedish
for
company.
Lego.
Oh yeah, no,
They-
you're right.
Yeah.
So they go against it often, but they
Yeah.
try to be like not do stuff that's
All right,
like
fuck them.
dark.
Mega Blocks.
Yeah,
Mega
Hammer
Blocks
Mega
could
Blocks.
do it.
Mega
They probably
Blocks
have.
is
They did
edgy
Halo.
enough.
I feel like they have.
Wait,
have
so
they not?
with how Warhammer is played,
Oh,
is it a D&D or a card thing? Like, how does that work?
there's
It's more of an RTS, like an
yeah.
analog
Okay.
RTS.
there's definitely a bunch of like Warhammer official tabletops. So if you want to get your like RPG on with the Warhammer setting, there are official ways to do that if you don't feel like homebrewing shit.
Okay.
But the official like Warhammer 40K the tabletop game is like a turn-based RTS. It's a war game. You pick your army, you set up your army list within a standard point list. Like I think the most common match is like a 2,000 point list for each player.
Do you play Xenos?
Yeah. I'm a bitch. I play Necrons and I play Sisters of Battle.
Okay.
So I play two very fuck you armies, and when I eventually start collecting Marines, I'm gonna collect Death Guard because I love my stinky Nurgle boys, and I want to be able to run Chaos Demons with my Marines because fuck the Imperium.
Heretic.
I am a heretic through and through. I will be standing with grandfather in the garden when the warp takes over.
Wow.
Real shit.
Nah, can't let the warp take over. Death to the warp, death to the heretics.
We are
Love
the
the God
only
Emperor.
ones that will be able to deal with the fucking Tyranids when they eventually encroach on the rest of the galaxy.
The Tyranids.
They can't touch us yet.
The
They can't adapt to
Tyranids
us yet.
We don't got to worry about the Tyranids. we got enough going on with the
that's
the Chaos
fucking-
Warp.
Yeah.
The
Men in Black
Xenos got the
neuralizes you. You know
gateway.
about Tyranids. Don't worry about it.
I mean, that's part of the reason I like the sisters. They're in lockstep with the Inquisition. They're at the top of the fucking Imperium, making sure that the civvies actually survive sometimes, despite their extremist ways. Like if you fuck up, you're getting put into the fucking penitent engine, and you're soup. You're a soup can.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get pumped full of pain drugs.
Did you say the pen dimension?
Penitent engine.
Oh, the
And
pen.
yeah, they,
okay.
Yeah,
they will
you get-
use people as a computer.
Pretty much. It's like a dreadnought for humies that's just powered by pain. So if you were enough of a coward to become a Repentia, you which is a sister that fled from battle or some other like heresy and survived, you get stripped of your power armor, you get handed a power mace, pumped full of adrenaline drugs, and thrown to the front lines with the arcoflagellants, who are worse than you, but they got a separate branch of sin.
What game do I get to play as that guy?
Real
The
life.
tabletop.
Have-
If I get you the Dawn of War collection and you're willing to play a really old RTS with me, then you can play. You can have a whole fuck ton of them on that.
It's been a while since I played on RTS. I feel like the last one I played was
StarCraft.
StarCraft 2,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
And that was years ago. That was
The
like
last one I
2017,
played was
2016.
Warcraft 3, I think.
Yeah.
Crazy old one.
I didn't get into Warhammer until Darktide, which is kind of like a
Okay,
Left 4
yeah.
Dead style.
Yeah,
game.
I haven't got to play that one yet.
I really like the lore. I
Mhm.
started playing.
Another thing I love about Magic too.
I'll
One-
get you into the tabletop soon enough.
40K.
That is a
We'll proxy
possibility.
everything.
That's a possibility. See,
What faction
Warhammer's
is your
crazy.
favorite so far? Because don't get me wrong, I do love the Imperium, but in the grand scheme of things, I side with the Necrons and the Warp the most, because Zarek is going to take care of the Tyranids one way or another. He's gonna find a damn way. He's got the power. He's got the people. He's just got to wake up his fucking EP tomb worlds. But chaos.
I really liked Darktide. I watched a bunch of videos trying to understand some of the lore.
Okay.
The lore is very deep, so
Yeah.
there's some stuff I don't know. But I started playing the CRPG called Rogue Trader, which
Very good one to get into.
Yeah, it has a lot more of the lore,
It
and
will
it's more expansive.
RPG?
inject you.
I think it's either classic role playing game or computer role playing game.
Classic.
Yeah,
I think. But
so
it's like the top down point and click kind of. You control your avatar and your squad, and then
Right.
like when combat starts, you got like kind of like Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's
if you've
Gate.
seen that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So first I started off trying to. You got like 3 choices. You know the game. So
Roughly. I've not
you-
played it myself, but I've watched people play it. I've got enough of an understanding of how it unfolds.
You have like heretical options, dogmatic options,
Yep.
or iconoclast. And I think dogmatic is like following the God Emperor
Yeah.
strictly through and through.
Mhm.
Heretical is like anything in dealing with the chaos or the void or the warp. You're heretical. And then the iconoclast, I guess, if you're working with like Xenos, which are like elven or any
Yeah,
alien
the space
species.
elves, the
Yeah.
Eldar. Sometimes
I
the
really
orcs.
fucked with the elves though, the space elves, until I realized
they're
they are
cool.
super racist
They're
against
incredibly
humans.
racist.
They're
Yeah.
super racist
they
against
call
all
you
humans.
like all
monkey
elves.
to your face.
Monkeys is what they call you.
Monkai, because they
And
can't call you a monkey.
they fucking
Monkai.
they're just the worst.
Return
Yeah.
to Monkai.
Yeah, return.
I
to
was trying to give
Monkai.
them the benefit of the doubt. They
Nope.
betrayed me,
Nope.
and then I became full on God Emperor after that.
Yeah.
I
Have
was
you
like,
learned
you know
about
what?
the Dark Eldar?
Y'all gotta die.
Yeah, at the end
They
of the
gotta
day,
die.
you realize who had your
Everybody
back.
gotta die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody ride or die for the Emperor because the Emperor is ride or die for them.
Yeah,
Yep.
Feel
God
like that.
Emperor.
Can I pivot the conversation real hard, real
Yes,
quick?
excuse
Yes.
me, God Emperor.
New topic. You
Oh.
just obtained your identity
Oh
essentially
yeah.
back.
I did get my identity back.
Lost
Can
your
you
ID.
tell that story a little bit?
Yeah.
So this goes back to when our friend Mike Farrow went to Memphis and you went with him
Yeah.
for the
So,
blues festival
the
thing.
international
Competition.
blues competition. Yeah,
Right.
IBC Memphis on Beale Street. It was a great time. We spent like 5 days in Memphis. We ended up leaving because there was a big snowstorm coming, but he didn't end up advancing, and we went home early. We stopped a bunch of times along the way, and I was just wearing like really loose, baggy harem pants. And then we, Michael, the
Mikey.
yeah, Mike, the younger one, not
Argies.
Pharrell.
Shout out.
We were just being dipshits and running around at one of the rest stops as soon as we got into Florida, and I guess my wallet fell out somewhere. We got back
You
in
guys
the car.
wrestling in the grass or something?
Somewhere, just soggy
Sounds
and
about right.
lost. And like,
Florida boy activities.
yeah, I was getting a job at which I still have at thank goodness technically.
Editor, bleep that.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough.
God forbid they ever see this.
Yeah, you
First
right.
guest to interrupt Moth at work gets a prize. Cash prize.
Yeah,
$500 prize to the first
You gotta
person
find
to
out which
harass.
yeah. If you can figure out which one, I'll give you a free hug and then tell you to keep your mouth shut, please. I'll bribe you.
This is an official Ghost on the Aux endorsement to gang stalk Moth.
Yeah, if you
Oh God,
if you gang stalk me, I will get violent. I'm so sorry.
That's fair.
Um,
I'm gonna keep
Don't
people
be
out of
sorry about
danger.
that.
I'm gonna cut this out.
Yeah, fair enough.
Editing Devin, do as
Editing,
thou wilt.
yeah, editing Devin. Just fix my mistake.
Yeah.
And here, so I was doing stuff for work, and I needed my social and my ID and all that. So I brought that with me, and I had it in my wallet. So I got home.
First thing is that you had your social
well, I
on
needed
you
to.
in your wallet.
I had to take a picture of it during
I don't think
the
that's that
interviews
bad,
for the
honestly.
interview stuff.
Yes.
Like
Such a bad idea.
I need
For all the reasons that this story.
this is exactly
This is
why
true.
I didn't keep my social in my wallet. I made an exception on this trip because I like the timing was really shitty. They were trying to rush me through, and like I got the job. But
So
yeah,
fast forward.
fast forward.
It's
so
been how
we
many
get-
months?
It,
Yeah, you didn't
this-
have it.
I realized I didn't have it, and I got the job like January 15th.
Okay.
I think was my official start date. So the first 4 months of not having any of this, and the reason this is a difficulty was because my dad lost my birth certificate, so I had to figure out getting that sorted.
Because if you need to get a new ID,
you need
you
your
need a
social or your
if you
birth
don't have a
certificate.
social, your birth certificate.
Yeah.
So you didn't have fucking anything.
Yeah. And you can't go get your social without your ID. You can't
And
get
you-
your birth certificate without your social.
And you can't just go in and say, "Trust me, bro."
Yeah, they will look at you funny. So the first 4 months was getting all of that knowledge while starting working at
It's okay. Just keep going.
yeah, while
Yeah, what's
starting
it do?
working.
He was working in public,
Yeah, public service.
public service,
Yeah,
Plural.
plural.
public services.
Public services. So the first 4 months was getting that organized and finding out I was not born in the county that I live in, and then finding the correct paperwork to fill out for the county I was born in to get my birth certificate. And then the last 3 months have been trying to synchronize my schedule with my father to get him to be there to present his ID so they would release my birth certificate. And it was a whole clusterfuck.
I didn't want to put your dad on blast, but I did want to bring up the story because of how just inconvenient and how much things have been like degrading.
Yeah.
In terms of like you stopped being able to use your debit cards and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
You can't like so you had to have cash.
Yeah, so
You couldn't buy alcohol or anything.
yeah, I
Like-
couldn't buy my cigars. I couldn't buy my anything. I couldn't get into the bars to hang out with my friends. I would have to like sit outside and smoke and wait for them to come out and bring me shit. It was really embarrassing, really degrading. It started off like I was doing all right because I was using my Cash App and my bank card on the phone to tap to pay. Then my phone broke and I had to use my Cash App to pay for that. When I finally got the new one, my bank flagged the card for fraud in New York and then shut down my ability to use my tap to pay.
I didn't even hear about that part.
Yeah, so that's when I started getting in like the weeds. That
Very
was
dystopian.
yeah, that was like 2 months ago, and then like like a week from before that, the Cash App card had gotten declined because one of my friends that does spicy work had transferred money with me, and it wasn't for anything spicy,
They make hot sauce?
something like that.
Yeah, okay.
God
knows we need more around here.
Absolutely. We need more Tabasco. We need more Cholula representation on that shelf, please.
Get that weak shit out of here.
Yeah. fuck
Tabasco
you.
supremacy till the day I got.
I like Tabasco, but Cholula got the flavor. They got the options. Tabasco comes in one.
The smoky bullshit. You got the regular, you got the green, you got the chipotle.
True.
What more do you need? Cholula got
Garlic.
the little bottle, the big bottle, the littler bottle.
The garlic, the chipotle, the green. They got all your options and then some.
Yeah.
Sizes.
And then
Sizes.
some bullshit is what I'm hearing.
Fair
Because
enough.
they had to do all this extra shit to make up for the fact that their fundamental three couldn't stand on their own like Tabasco's does. It's whatever.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, you will, because I'm right.
What about sriracha?
Scotch
Scotch bonnet.
is good.
Huh?
I like Scotch bonnet hot sauce.
Ooh.
It's actually
fair.
spicy, and
Oh.
that's what I like about it.
Also, you know who has good hot sauce? Is Tijuana Flats.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
far as like
they do
variety.
have a whole bar.
Yeah.
It's good
Yeah.
options.
Yeah, they got a
I've been there
lot
a
of really good
long
in-house.
All the options.
Me neither.
I need to ask real quick.
Yeah.
What the fuck are the Tyranids? Because I don't really know what they are.
Ooh,
Bring
yeah.
it back.
More hammer.
right.
So just to finish
Yeah.
that
Oh yeah.
real quick, he's back. He's now back on the grid.
Yeah, I am a documented bug again. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I rode my bike to the DMV. It was like 5 miles. Then I rode to the nearest bank. That was an extra 3 miles. And then I rode to the Social Security office. I didn't realize they closed at 4 and not 5 like every other fucking government building. And I got there literally 2 minutes to spare, and they let me sit in the waiting room because I filled out the application as I walked through the door.
Thank God you're in one of the most walkable cities ever.
Yeah, thank goodness it's a 10-mile ride to the Social Security office from the center of the city.
God damn.
But
But
You're back.
yeah, I'm on the
In
grid.
business.
I have my new social security coming in. I have a new bank card coming in. I can use my tap to pay. My bank knows who I am. They wouldn't
Even
let
his
me.
bank was
My bank
denying
was doing
him.
some fuck shit because they wouldn't let me fix the debit card, get a new debit card because I didn't have a updated ID. But I've been at the same bank for 14 years, going in and out, getting my money, and I'd hope at least one or two of the people in there would recognize me, but apparently not. It's not enough, and I understand why they got to do it. They got to stick to it because the fraudsters and all that. But fucking hell, if it wasn't inconvenient, I could not access my money. On the bright side, I got a decent amount in my bank account right now, and I'm
Collecting paychecks and you can't use.
It really goes a long way for the savings account. But I'm definitely going to be getting into some airsoft. I'm going to be getting some HEMA equipment, and I'm going to be fixing my fucking bike because it's been taking a beating.
Real.
Hardcore.
Running all over the place trying to find yourself.
Yeah. I mean, mostly riding 20 miles a day for work.
I just said the other day, imagine like making a short film about this experience and dramatizing like really hard, like going all over town on this great journey to find who he is. I think himself.
I think we could make it happen.
Man on a bike.
Yeah. Like if you just have somebody sitting in the back of the van while I'm like fucking pedaling away, when I have my tires fixed, I can hit like 20 miles an hour if I'm hoofing it. So we can get some good sweaty moth shots.
Sweaty moth shots.
If not for my porn portfolio.
Well, you gotta get it up.
Yeah, I haven't posted anything to my OnlyFans ever. I made the account because I needed it to be involved in somebody else's content, and then I never really did anything with it.
It's fair.
I just gotta be giving that shit out for free when people ask, and I'm like, maybe not. Maybe I should go back to charging.
You should probably charge at least. Get something out of it for yourself.
I do get something out of it. I get an equivalent exchange typically.
Okay. That's fair.
I mean,
you get a
cash, grass, or ass.
A willing ad watch.
Yeah.
But back to the Tyranids.
Back to the
fuck
Tyranids.
are they?
So I want to preface this with I have been a casual fan of Warhammer for about 6 to 8 years.
Nerd.
I'm not super deep into the lore, but I have a solid grasp of the fundamentals. So take anything I say with a grain of salt because it has been very influenced by the meme culture, the cutesy core of Warhammer, and the general casualness of my interests. So the Tyranids are giant fuck off bugs that have horsecock weapons because they evolve whatever the fuck you throw at them. They are evolution incarnate. Whatever you fucking like decide to use against them, they will adapt to in a matter of days, if not hours.
So
they are a fucking massive horde of purely biological weaponry.
Okay.
And they're probably surrounding the entire galaxy and closing in on us because we have like 3 different fronts. They've like come in with big giant monster ships and dropped motherfuckers on us from.
So why do you feel the heretics known as the Chaos fucking Marines, why do you think they have a chance versus the regular or the Xenos?
So more so than the Xenos for a different set of reasons, but when the Tyranids show up, you know about Psychers,
I know.
Yeah. So when the Tyranids show up, all the Psychers on a given planet start going on the fritz, and they lose their connection to the warp.
Okay.
And the only other times we've really seen this has been like specific like sorceries and magics being done on people to like shut them off, or something called a blank where they just like inherently blip out warp powers.
Yeah.
And then there's also these things that the Necrons have called like Blackstone pylons, I think. I might be confusing 2 things there, but they have a thing where they can set up like a grid of territory that the warp can't affect. But generally speaking, the the Tyranids can kill chaos entities, but they can't permakill them like humanity can with kind of counter chaos bullshittery. So when Tyranids show up, they pull what's called the Shadow of the Warp over a given territory, and they start fucking up the Psychers, which makes it harder for them to contact for reinforcements, harder to communicate cross-planet even, and then it kind of like already destroys morale as soon as they start showing up. Because before they even show up, there's usually a gene stealer cult that's like one little like face hugger type worm bitch that's infected a bunch of people on the planet and slowly started mutating them to form cults that worship the Tyranids and kind of like beacon the Tyranids to a given planet.
Are the Tyranids a hive mind, or do they have?
Yes, they like all of the Tyranids function off of one hive mind, but each of the like big boss Tyranids that are like the bigger creatures work as like one kind of synapse of the big neural network that is the Tyranid. So if you can destroy like a hive tyrant or a Carnifex or something, you'll kind of scatter the smaller nids in a given area, but it's only so long before the hive mind sends down another fucking another replacement to like fix the network.
So you're thinking with the Chaos Warp and the fucking Chaos Marines,
the Chaos Demons and such,
they would have like an infinite army to combat them, or what do you?
Yes and no. So long as there is humanity left, the Chaos, or as long as there's any Xenos with souls or like humanity left, the Chaos Demons have a way to thrive. They function off of the realm of souls, like existing in parallel to humanity and all the other Xenos having a soul to influence it. Once there's no more humanity, there's no more chaos, kinda. Okay. Like the Eldar have their own way of disconnecting from that. The Orcs kinda have their own chaos gods that will take over if they're the only ones left. And the Tau are not knowledgeable of the warp yet. Like they know what it is, they know to avoid it, but they haven't like developed psychers as far as I'm aware. So like the biggest advantage that Chaos has over the Tyranids at the moment is that they do have kind of an infinite respawn as long as humanity is still in the fight, and they have ways of cultivating humanity, so to speak. Like the Chaos gods are very invested in perpetuating an infinite war state so that doesn't happen. And then the Necrons are kind of the end all be all of like destroying everybody but themselves, because they're trying to shut down chaos, shut down the Nids, and keep humanity at bay while getting actively hunted by the Eldar, because they're old feud from the Great War.
How often does official Warhammer canon get progressed?
Technically speaking, anytime there's a new game, it's pretty easy for it to be some kind of canon, because Warhammer in itself has a very flexible canon.
Filling in gaps,
Warhammer,
or is it progressing?
Is like Dungeons and Dragons, where there's different iterations, so it does progress. There is a whole version of Warhammer called Vermintide, which takes place in more of a fantasy realm.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
And that ended. It went up to a certain point and ended, and they started over with a whole different premise. But it has like it's all the same. It definitely can end.
Faces, yeah. They
one day Warhammer 80K.
Warhammer.
I mean, eventually
7 billion.
We're already in the 42nd millennium, I think.
7,000,003.
Yeah. But like they've already covered like most of the 30th millennium pretty well with the Horus Heresy series. The books update the canon like officially, and they release those like every couple months to dozen months or so, because they've got plenty of authors writing for them. I don't
True.
remember when the last book came out, but it couldn't have been more than 4 months ago, I'd say, if we
Okay.
were to look it up.
Are
But
the Tau robots or what?
the Tau use a lot of like Gundams and stuff, for
Okay.
lack of a better term. They've got a lot of like remote robots and different like other species that they'll bring to the fray, because the Tau as a species are just like the blue no-nos, like gangly little fuckers, and that's like your standard Tau ethereal and like Tau humanoid shape. And then they've also got all the other species that they've brought into their collective, including but not limited to a few of humanity's traders. But largely they'll put squishier dudes in a suit or like a battle mech and send them that way. And they like playing the long range game. They're not super great with melee, because they're typically just squishy dudes in a suit, and there's a lot of anti-armor that all the other factions have had because they've had centuries and thousands of years to develop it.
So why do the humans hate the Tau? I understand why they hate the Xenos now, because they just call them monkeys and they will kill humans or enslave them just because.
Propaganda.
Propaganda.
It's just space racism.
Okay.
Mostly. The
Makes sense.
yeah,
I've played it.
their
I
experience with other Xenos factions has scarred them.
Now that
Collectively.
99% of the female viewer has checked out of this video,
Yeah.
let's get into the space politics.
Let's get into the space politics, because I have scared all of the females off. So sorry, Foids. I will make up for it by introducing more hot people to Warhammer. I promise.
Nice.
They can play
Already
Warhammer.
doing it. Making progress.
So the Tau
Yeah.
is just racism. The Xenos are racist against the humans.
You have a misunderstanding. The Xenos are the Tau.
What?
Tau are Xenos. As like Xenos is an umbrella term for the alien factions.
Yeah. So when I say Xenos,
is the orcs, the Necrons,
anything that's not human.
the Tyranids, the Tau, and both versions of the Eldar, without getting into the sub factions of both versions of the Eldar.
So when I say the Xenos, I typically mean the elves,
Yeah.
the space elves.
Now you know.
The space elves.
Yes.
Why do you think they don't have what it takes to take down?
They're already
Tyranids.
on the decline. They're past their prime. Their technology is solid, but they're literally actively dying off, because the only way they get away from the fact that they murder fucked Slanesh into existence is by trapping their souls in crystals and then turning themselves into batteries when they do eventually die. The advantage they have on there is that they're starting to learn resurrection.
Fuck,
And-
guess I'll turn into a crystal
Yeah.
and die.
Yeah, literally. Like
Bruh.
they've got giant mechs made up of like wraith bone, which is their like kind of warp material made out of soul energy, and then just a fuck ton of their dead family and friends. And
As you do.
yeah, and that's their titans.
Fucking Warhammer is intense.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
in
can
Darktide,
ooh
you go to the healing station or whatever, because you need to heal at some point. You're fighting hordes of fucking whatever the fuck you're fighting. You go to the healing station.
Nurgle
The
zombies.
healing station is a fucking person, but not just a person. It's a person that is just a torso and a head that opens up so they can heal you, and it's just their brain keeping a computer fucking alive, and that's what they do to
Yeah,
anybody
I've heard a
that's
lot
a
of-
fucking.
Oh, yeah.
gruesome,
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
horrible things in Warhammer.
If you fuck up, you're getting servitorized.
So
Yeah.
is there
Don't
a
be
lot
a
of
heretic.
Warhammer stuff at Sky High?
There's Warhammer stuff at Sky High. They have
Like
Warhammer,
gameplay and people playing?
not gameplay. They don't. They
I
said
will
that they
make the
tried.
change.
You can, if you can get enough people to play there, they would be willing to host
In
it. They
this
just said they
economy?
couldn't get enough people.
This economy, yeah.
Good luck.
That's
Yeah,
why I'm
that's
saying
tough.
I gotta get
This
people
was-
into proxies.
This was my way of
No code
segueing
Warhammer.
into asking you about like content. How it's been? Has it been fun?
You know about
Fucking killing it on Instagram, doing a shitload of content.
It has been fun. It's definitely given me a lot more experience with editing, with different skills. I literally had to learn a new skill just last week to edit a video because I wanted the picture in the background to not just be a stagnant photo sitting there. So I had to figure out how to like make keyframes, I guess, or whatever, so it would move consistently to certain positions when I wanted it to.
Right.
And it's just it's interesting. It's fun to be able to get more talents in that field, and also interviewing people and learning more about different card games or
Yeah, because I've seen you branching out a little bit in a different, doing more types of videos.
Always gonna stay with One Piece, but I'd love talking about anything nerdy. If I could talk about comics, if I could talk about fucking any other TCG, I'm fine talking about it. I'm just gonna stick with One Piece when it comes to playing it because
That's your
I'm trying to become the
expertise.
best.
So
We'll get you on the Magic Gathering.
When are
We'll
you
get you
two
gathering in on the Magic eventually.
gonna
We'll
make
gather you for
characters for
Magic.
my personal RPG project? Because I'm making an RPG because I don't want to play D&D and I don't feel like learning Pathfinder yet.
That's fair.
I mean, there's not
Creating
really
my own
much to-
system for the sake of making a system.
It's not really much to learn about Pathfinder if you're just trying to find a system that works. I would say Pathfinder is probably a far better system than D&D,
Yeah.
especially 5e. And it's not that complicated.
I've always been a fan of D&D. I try to play Pathfinder. I feel
think I
like
can integrate well.
in some ways it's a little more complicated to me specifically, but I can understand.
I mean, it's just
Or
like
to
it's like
do.
the
Yeah,
difference
there's-
between One Piece and Magic, where it's just
Yeah.
like one just gives you a lot more flexibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't like kind of shoehorn you in any specific archetype. It just gives you bits and pieces of every archetype that you can, you know, put together in whatever fits your character, which I think is like
more
how
freedom.
an RPG should be.
Yeah.
But
that's
I'm
fair.
also trying to get into like World of Darkness and shit like that, and that's exposing me to like the larger world of RPGs. And I'm just like, ooh, I want to make one that is just like hyper specific to the way I want to run a game. So that's
fair.
what I'm doing, and I'm making a setting for it, and it's gonna be it's gonna be a good time. And I've already got
Stay
this.
tuned for that.
Yeah, I've already got this guy made a character, and Twitch has already made a character, and we're
Hey.
gonna have a fantastic time. There's gonna be geopolitics and funny like druid magics and nature and magitech and dystopias.
Very
Is
nice.
this a fantasy or like
Yes.
Okay.
Fantasy for sure, but like you will be able to eventually access the known world and then a new continent that is where everybody's going to start. Basically, the premise for the setting is a new continent sprung up in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and chaos ensues.
I like this.
Yes, I will be giving more updates as I actually actively write things, but I do have to put food on my table and in
That's
my
fair.
guts and have other hobbies and shit unlocked. So writing has taken a back burner.
You gotta work on your skill tree.
Yeah, my skill tree is wide and not narrow at the moment, and I'm okay with that. I just have to organize the rotation a little better.
Start grinding. Some
Yes.
skill points.
Well, I've unlocked the major blocker on my XP, so to speak, which is not having a fucking ID.
You removed the debuff.
Yeah, I removed humanity restored,
Yeah.
Humanity
restored. Real shit.
adulthood restored.
Identity restored.
Yeah, I can use my fucking money again.
Social security restored.
Yeah.
Bro. I haven't played Night Rain at all, but I've been looking up the lore for that game.
Extensive. I haven't played Elden Ring yet.
I really liked Elden Ring and its lore. Night Rain is just like it's like whipped cream on top, I feel like.
Hell yeah.
It adds some layers to it.
I mean, it's the impression that I've gotten from it. It's like it's a great compliment to Elden Ring without
Yeah.
trying too hard to like be its own thing.
Yes.
Sweet. The
I'm tempted to finally give Cyberpunk a chance.
Do it, man.
You
that
need
shit's
to.
good.
You have like one of the best machine possible to do it.
Well,
now that, it's
now that I
compatible on
can
Mac,
have
yeah.
an easy way of running it,
God damn.
I'll learn to run the tabletop if you guys want to play
Dude,
that.
I'll do that.
That would be lit. I'd be
I
down
would
for that,
fucking do that.
for sure.
I've really wanted to get into the tabletop, but like I said, I've been spreading my interest thin on just learning all of the 7 different World of Darkness systems on top of.
This could also be building for your world. You
Yeah,
know, learning these other
absolutely.
worlds and gameplays. It's also beneficial.
I mean, I'm stealing
research.
everything about fucking monsters and like shit like that from World of Darkness and the other systems for sure. I have a whole system called Little Fears that's crazy shit that I'm gonna borrow a lot of inspiration from. But the world of RPGs is mine. I'm going to have my super Earth.
Do it.
You think this is a game? I'm playing my role in real life.
You better start playing
I'm playing
Cyberpunk.
God.
No, I actually
That shit's
might try it. Yeah, give it a shot.
man. I learned out the truth about Johnny Silverhand. You know the truth? God damn, man.
There's a
miserable.
Edge
It made me
Runners.
feel miserable.
There's a second series for Edge Runners coming out.
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
excited
that you want
for
to talk
that.
about miserable.
Yeah.
That's
That's
that'll
gonna be
get
a,
you there.
that's gonna be a
miserable
depressing
too.
one.
Did you
That's
watch
gonna
the
be a sad
first
one.
season?
No, but I know
Oh!
some bits about it.
You're gonna watch the first season and immediately want to play the game. That's how it
Nah,
happens.
this
Bro,
bro.
played
This
the
guy's
game.
going to watch, and at the very end of it, it's going to be she's going to look back and she's going to see him, and this man will be standing there looking with that exact look on his face, that one right there, and he'll at the end of it he'll be like, "Yeah, that was good."
You don't think
I
I'm gonna
get-
feel anything?
Guarantee you.
You think
Yeah,
I'm emotionless?
That shit.
You
You
think
watch
I'm a
Code
husk of a man?
you watch Code Lyoko. You're not gonna feel a thing.
That's a good show,
He
though.
felt it with the Dr. Hirluk speech.
Oh, that was fire. Yeah.
Yeah, he felt it.
Well, the whole
After-
not the speech, but the whole arc.
yeah,
Did you shed a tear?
Probably, yeah.
that hit him, bro. That shit hit
I
me.
recall.
It hits me when I watch it still.
Not me too. One Piece that honestly, genuinely made me cry probably like 8 to 10 times.
Yeah.
So far,
It's a good,
Not made the pilgrimage yet.
even recently,
fair.
bro.
One day
bro,
you will.
Like,
I'm waiting for it to finish. I like binging shit when I know it's done.
I want this
You
anime
might- you
remake
have
to be
so
done.
much to watch that you
Like,
might as well.
The anime
You might as well
remake.
just watch it now.
I want that. That's what I'm kind of waiting for. I will
waited
watch
until
that.
Boruto finished to start watching Naruto,
I will say the manga's
I'm
way
not
easier
watching
to read than it may
Boruto at
sound.
all.
and I'm skipping no filler.
That's fair.
I just got to Shippuden like 6 months ago.
I promise you, One Piece is better.
Oh, I'm sure. I have a love-hate relationship with my
Believe it.
Naruto watch because it's kind of a sunk cost because I made it through the original series and I'm like,
And I
well, I got this far.
Shippuden
and I've watched
fell
all of
off
them.
hard to me.
I've watched all of Shippuden as well with the filler list, so I skipped filler, but I watched all of like the main line.
I skipped ahead and
plot,
watched
and, like-
some of the non-filler.
Yeah, it's really, really good in a lot of ways that One Piece isn't in regards to like how relatively grounded it is, I guess. You know? Like there's a lot more it gets a lot more in the weeds of the political intrigue as opposed to One Piece where no, I'm good. Where you're like piecemealing all this political intrigue just based on the second and third order effects of this like this Luffy guy and his band of thieves, you know, going through and just fucking up everything, you
Just
know, and then all of
Rocking
this
government shit.
and then him rocking, you know, churning the waters unveils all of this international intrigue. Whereas with Naruto, it's like you're in it, like you are, you know, it's like you're effectively operatives within like the world government or within, you know, the
portion of it.
revolutionary army versus, you know, just some band of dudes who just so happen to be like tangentially involved because the story is like about the moral of their tale more so than the overall political intrigue. Naruto, you kind of get like a better balance of both, I feel like.
Naruto, I really liked OG Naruto. And then I started watching Shippuden, and I think somewhere, I know this is filler, but I ended up watching it still. But somewhere during like the Tailed Beast arc, I just fell off. Like I watched the Gaara part, I thought it was all right, and it just didn't grasp me the same way original Naruto did. When Jiraiya, yeah, I came back to watch
Yeah.
for that.
As
And did you
someone
watch
who did
the
not
pain
watch
arc?
deeply
I watched
into Naruto,
the
the
end
pain-
of the pain
I
arc.
did
the pain
enjoy
arc
the
is
very
like-
beginning of it.
Yeah, the pain arc is like where most people say the anime pretty much peaked,
Mhm.
and I would agree. It got like
I didn't get
only
to that
because
part.
the last arc, like
I'll
the
agree.
the
I like-
the Shinobi War arc, like at the very
Yeah.
end, like went on for way too long, and
kinda
there
fuck with
wasn't
it.
there wasn't enough. Like there was lead up to the ending and like all the stuff that was unveiled like right at the very end in regards to like the alien influence and shit. Like there was enough foreshadowing of that for it to make
Do that in the
sense,
camera.
but it didn't feel like
Better
much of
not.
a payoff at the end of
Do it
you
at
know,
the
especially
camera, for
watching
the people.
Shippuden.
For the people.
You know, it's like a lot. There were a lot of loose ends that did get tied up in the fourth Shinobi War arc, which is part of why it was so long and part of what makes it so tolerable to watch is because it's a whole
Korean pop
arc
star.
of just tying up like miscellaneous side character loose ends effectively. But then it hits you at
Versus
the end
Korean
with
pop
this like
star.
whole separate thing with like this moon
American
alien
pop star.
lady
Yeah.
from like way back in the day, and
That
you
does no
and if
pop.
you're not like paying 100, if you're not getting a 95 on your your post episode quizzes, you're gonna be looking at like who the fuck is this lady?
So
Like what is going on here?
speaking of the moon ending,
And then the show's
lady,
over.
I feel like with One
Just
Piece,
Moon people.
I'm expecting moon
Emu
people
are
to
probably
show
going to
up.
feel a lot. About, people are going to probably feel the same way in a lot of ways about Emu. I think.
I feel like the moon people are going to show up
Oh, the
in One
Lunarians?
Piece. Yeah, the Lunarians. It's going to be like last second, just like with Naruto. And something tells me the Great War is going to have dead people coming back like Naruto. So
If I
They're
speak,
gonna bite. They're gonna bite their fucking shit. Bite their plot points.
they might come
I'm
back
saying,
just to say goodbye
Granger-
type shit.
Oh, what he's saying? Granger Gecko Moria cards. Gecko Moria come back. Kazuki Moria come back.
He ain't dead.
Kazuki Moria come back soon.
Fucking
Place your-
Gecko Moria.
Buy your stocks now.
I hate that guy.
Yeah,
I hate
but-
Gecko Moria.
But if your
All
theory
my
is
homies
correct,
hate Gecko Moria. I don't
And he
know
did
who
get
the
that
fuck this
reference at
is,
the end of
but all my
Yamato's-
homies hate him. We hate him.
oh yeah, you're not reading the manga.
Nah.
So you're not getting the she had like a whole like little arc of her pilgrimage across Wano to visit the site of like an ancient Kazuki or something. I forget exactly the context, but at the end, the ultimate site of her pilgrimage was the gravesite of Kazuki Moria, and people are like, "What does that mean? Is he fucking Gecko Moria's Kazuki? What?"
I feel like
so maybe that could be alluding to something like what you're talking about.
he hasn't been around for a minute, and he says he's
Neither has
collecting
Anel.
dead bodies.
Neither has Anel.
Exactly.
Bro, Anel.
Everybody's
come
gonna
back-
show up for this last fucking war.
Yeah,
That's how anime works. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna show up in at the
Yeah,
very
he's-
ending.
Yeah.
bro. If
I mean,
he
It's gonna
can't
be a. It's gonna be a. Infinity War
Has anybody
situation.
watched all
It
of
is.
Fairy Tail
Endgame.
here?
Bruh,
never
No.
touched it.
Marineford was
I
already
just finished
the
rewatching
Infinity
it
War
recently.
Endgame.
It's
It blows up like that, where everybody just shows up,
Really?
and then there's no way that it doesn't go twice as hard when it comes to the end.
How far do you think now? Even now we've, been feeling like it's coming close to the end. Big bunny ears on that because people just kind of say that.
Shit, man, I feel like
How
10
close do
years.
you think we are still?
I feel like 10 years still.
I think
Another
I
10.
think probably 3 to 5 years, realistically,
Yeah.
I'll start watching One Piece in my 30s.
based on the pacing of how things have gone over the past like 3 years, like how rapid the pace has got. Because I got into it basically at the tail end of Wano going into Egghead, and that's when I started reading the manga and seeing how things were paced at the beginning and how the pacing has evolved, especially post time skip, post Marineford, and even post Wano. Like just the scale and focus of things has shifted so drastically to the point where it feels like Oda, and plus based on what Oda said about him finally getting to the point where he's starting to actually tell the story he wants to tell, I think that him leaving all of those gigantic loose ends like Enel, potentially Moria, definitely Shirahoshi, all these
definitely
like
Shirahoshi.
huge big player characters from back in the day are going to come back, and whatever narrative they play out at the end there is going to be like the ultimate, kind of the story. Like that is the ultimate narrative that probably Oda is like trying to communicate after setting up all of the symbolic pretense, through how everything is related. And
Fucking Magellan's gonna come back.
dude, Mihawk,
Mihawk's
Dude,
gonna
you-
do something.
you need to catch up to the fucking manga, bro. This is pissing me off for having this conversation. You're not even caught up to the manga
can't.
because I need to. If I speak, it's okay though. But
As an outsider looking in from
Read,
One
bro.
Piece, I
Read,
think
bro.
Mihawk has the coolest fucking aesthetic.
Best aura.
Valid.
Like from
Pulls
what
up on a
I've
boat.
from what I have
solo.
seen, bro just fucking solos.
Yeah.
And I'm
1v1.
very biased because I like sword. He had big sword. I like sword.
Mihawk has a leader and a deck. You know?
Oh,
I
yeah?
just really fuck with it, like the archetype of his character being just the guy that's like at the top and is like, all right, well now fucking what?
Now what do
Side
I do?
mission.
Yeah, great. Okay.
Basically.
Now I do the side quests.
Speaking of side missions,
Yeah.
when you play Cyberpunk, just do all the side missions.
Yes.
Okay.
If you play through this story straight, you're
Take
gonna
my
end
time.
it.
Very
in
rarely a
fast.
game like that comes out and is actually worth 100%ing. I would say Cyberpunk is one of
No.
the few that's actually worth
That's 100%
100%ing.
true.
I've been trying
Word.
to 100% Skyrim, and it is hell.
That is absolutely not a game worth 100%ing.
No,
But
no,
I
it's
would,
not.
but that said, I would
Respect
say
it though.
that Skyrim is probably, for when it came out, a comparably good RPG for what it is.
I could
No,
not
I'm good.
100%
sorry.
Cyberpunk just
keep
because
forgetting.
I built a
I'm
net
good
runner
right now.
and I can't do those
I-
fucking brawls at all
Or just
with the people that are just buff
I'll
as
get on the
shit
next path.
compared to you punching the hell out of you.
That's
I'm a
what-
stealth net runner.
You gotta do them when you gotta get them after you get the Sandy, the Sendevistan. Especially the Militech one, the one that
So-
fucking David gets, the Apogee.
Oh,
Just
just
generally
yeah, slow-mo
speaking-
him.
Yeah, exactly.
is Cyberpunk updated enough to not be a janky mess anymore?
Yes.
Oh yeah, but
Okay.
it's been like for years.
Bruh, they reworked the fucking leveling system,
Yeah,
or
it's
not the
fucked me
leveling,
up.
but
It was
yeah,
that
the
one big
leveling
update
system.
that fixed everything pretty much.
there's a lot
right?
of
Yeah.
updates that fixed a lot of
But the
things. But then
Phantom
they had
Liberty
a
update
recent
was the one
bigger,
that overhauled the whole thing.
Yeah,
That was when they released their big DLC.
get that fucking Phantom Liberty too. I finally got it and I beat it. I shot the shit out of fucking what's his face
Man,
at the end.
Isn't it
Idris
so
Elba.
crazy how palpable it is that it was released after they had learned so much from the shortcomings of like the original release
Yeah.
of the game? Like it fleshed out so much of like exactly the right things. I feel like in that DLC,
It's
which made it
perfect.
so good.
They did.
Actual boss battles, bro, huge.
It
that
gives me
alone.
Really wanna
so much
play,
hope for the next game.
Yes,
For one,
absolutely.
they know where they're going with it,
Mhm.
and they're using Unreal, so it's going to be a little easier for them, I think, because using
They're
their
not
engine.
using Unreal.
I don't
No, they
believe.
use their
see,
engine,
I don't.
and
I
they
don't
said
know
they
how
had
mu-
difficulty
which
with
is
that.
I don't know how
what,
much
do you
I
know?
believe that.
Red.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know enough of the technicals to say for sure, but it feels weird to me that you would go so far to develop this game on your own proprietary engine, optimize it to such a degree that you are capable of doing shit like the late game updates and Phantom Liberty
Bro.
and make it so fulfilled and so good. But then like that, like I said, I don't know
Halo
about the
kind
tech,
of did
but
the
maybe
same exact thing.
like is Unreal really that's so fleshed out that it can just do so much more
It's
than they've shown
probably
they can already do
not
in the original
necessarily
game?
that it's fleshed out. It's probably just more intuitive, easier
I
to
think-
get onto.
Yeah,
But with
maybe.
their engine, it was built for The Witcher. And I
Right.
feel like that was something that was hard to maneuver with for Cyberpunk when it's now stealth, first person shooter, and you're hacking. There's like a lot more layers to it
yeah,
that I feel like Unreal just
you know,
probably makes it simple.
Halo Studios basically did almost the exact same thing. They optimized, or not really lack of optimization, but a lot of development for their own in-house slipspace engine
yeah.
for Halo, and I think it was on 5 and Infinite.
Infinite's on.
I don't know if it was
Unreal.
on 4.
Infinite's on Unreal.
I don't think it is. No, they're switching to Unreal for the next everything after Infinite.
for the
Infinite is
remake.
their engine,
For the remake.
which came out,
Yeah.
I believe, or the Campaign Evolved remake came out.
I might have to hop on that.
What?
I heard they
But-
got 50 fucking skulls in there now, and I'm
What is
actually
that?
really excited for that. It sounds
Thank you.
like a lot of replayability is there for the classic games.
So
Put on some
yeah, I think it's
Roll
less
around.
that
Fun picture.
Unreal is so really extra amazingly good. It's more so that the engines they're using, at least in Halo's case, all the people who knew how it worked really well, they left basically because they contracted people. So they never kept on the people who knew how to work it.
Yeah.
So having something that's more standardized like Unreal, but also switching off of their complicated engine in general, it's like a fresh start.
It is a fresh start. It's a fresh start.
Makes a lot of
and
sense.
I'm excited
I'm
for
not-
Cyberpunk.
I'm really not
excited
excited
for the fact that everything is going to be Unreal now, though.
dude.
Unreal
Yes,
fair.
thank you.
That's
Unreal
It's
Monopoly.
so fucking stupid. Like, because we really grew up in the golden ages where, there was that variety, but so much of like the quirks and idiosyncrasies of like the different engines and how so many of them stood up above so many others. Not that there aren't going to be games made on proprietary engines, but the fact that all the ones that are going to be getting a ton of money behind them are all basically going to be on the same engine is kind of whack.
Did you play Fallout? Or are you a fan of Fallout 3
I played
and stuff?
the later games. I never played the like original.
New Fallout game being
Like
made.
CRPGs.
Hype,
Obsidian.
Obsidian taking back over.
I'm not. I see people's hype for that, and I see as like an antiquated gamer myself who's been following the market very closely. Most of these studios, it's going to be the same thing like with Blizzard and like with id and like with all these like ancient with Rare, all these like legacy heritage studios where it's a ship of Theseus situation where none of the writers, none of the designers, none of the worlds,
Like-
none
Well,
of the people that contributed to the aspects of like New Vegas that made it stand out and
Will
made it
be there.
special will be there.
I agree
so
with you.
Obsidian, and
It's
which has
new
been
New
demonstrated,
Vegas now.
which has been demonstrated in the shortcomings of their most recent games, like Outer Wilds, which was a good game, but it's not. It doesn't exhibit the same level of like skill set when it comes to narrative.
I really do like that game series. I also liked Avowed playing it. But I agree. It's not.
Skyrim's
it's
a better
not
game
gonna
than
be the
Avowed.
same.
I don't understand what the fuck happened with Avowed.
I like
weird.
Avowed because of the gameplay more than the story. It's more.
Fair enough, I guess.
It's
But that's the
more,
thing, which says a lot about
I don't
contemporary
know,
modern
comedic,
Obsidian versus.
non-serious.
But that says a lot about today's Obsidian versus New Vegas Obsidian.
You're
because
right.
it would have been the exact opposite because it was.
I feel
back
like even with that, I'm hopeful that the passion of a big property like Fallout ending up in their lap will boost the morale, and like maybe they'll invest a little more
So
in getting some better fucking writers.
my other worry is
see.
all these fucking layoffs in the
Yeah.
gaming community. These games are gonna be.
Like,
I
and
don't
it's
don't
like-
see them coming out the same anymore.
Well,
Indie
that's the thing,
devs,
too, is like-
indie
Well,
Well,
devs.
that's the thing.
Facts.
Indie devs are going to be
Yes.
really releasing anything of worth for the most part, barring your occasional, auteur releases that you'll get out of Japan pretty much exclusively at this point.
Fucking or get more games like Claire Obscure
Yeah.
or whatever.
Give
Yeah,
me
but
more
those are
games
like-
like Wizard
not
of
Claire
Legend and
Obscure,
Nova Drift.
Expedition 33.
Yeah, but those are like special, exceptional cases, that maybe will become the norm. But, especially I would hope that they do become the norm as like what we were describing, the homogenization of AAA kind of becomes
because
more of
Hollow
an
Knight
issue to people.
babies.
CG Project Red isn't a AAA bought out studio. They're like their own people,
Yeah, they're AA,
and
technically.
their games come out pretty AAA in my opinion.
They're AAA
fucking
scale,
Witcher
they-
3, Cyberpunk.
I mean,
fucking-
only because AAA scale, the standards for a AAA scale
still
release have
bothers
fallen
me.
so far because you don't have to release a finished game.
I have not forgiven them though
Thank
yet.
you.
No matter no updates make it worth like no updates account for
Thank you.
the giant ball drop of releasing a fucked up broken game from the jump. I
Yeah, but
hate
that's-
that shit
But
so much.
that's
I
what
like-
I was in the middle of saying was like
Fine
that's
shit.
like the whole issue with AAA
That's
over the
that is
past
my problem with
decade.
AAA.
is like it's
And
become
AA.
EA
I like
in
this.
particular was like the big EA and Bethesda.
Yeah.
Were the big ones who published games that were like wildly unfinished messes and then just banked on the hype around the IP to be enough to carry it to the point where it does become a playable game, or in Bethesda's case, they'll wait for the community to fix the game for them. And then from that
Oh,
point,
totally. Yeah.
that became
I
once they
can
realized
It
that they
pisses
could
me
do that.
off
Thank you.
that like
Once they
the-
realized that there was enough hype to like get over a bad release, that they could release these games earlier and still make their money without having to like hemorrhage so much upfront cost, that just became the standard like overnight.
it pisses me off that for Skyrim on Steam, the pretty much official like patch that you get is made by a third party, like community,
Yeah.
developer. Not
But
even
that's the
from
thing with Bethesda games in general.
Like,
All of them
make
do that.
like
have
fix
that.
your own damn game.
No, they're too busy
Bro.
not making the Elder Scrolls 6 to fucking fix their own games.
Bro.
Todd Howard's too busy
Todd
walling
Howard-
around in his money like Scrooge.
Was it last year or just like a few months ago that he was like, "Hey, just pretend we didn't announce Elder Scrolls 6."
Yeah.
Bro, yeah,
That
I
was
saw
like a
that.
couple months ago.
Like, you didn't see it. It's like, you didn't see that.
Yeah,
biggest
pretend
ball
we didn't.
drop of
Just,
all.
just
of,
forget
like,
about that.
Yeah.
Might
The
be
whole
getting
thing is
delayed.
probably being scrapped right
Bro,
now, man.
They were probably the news cycle was back when that dropped. The news cycle was hyping it up, and some poor soul at Bethesda just had to render some shit real fast. Like, here's something, and they had no material. Actually, they just mocked some shit up.
I mean, that's what the reveal, the teaser trailer was. Just like
Just that.
it was a scenic
It's
landscape.
a landscape,
And then Elder Scrolls 6,
and that's it.
with no sub.
Yeah, they ain't
header or
working on
anything.
shit.
Or wasn't it supposed to take
What
place
have
in
you been
elsewhere
doing?
or something like that?
Wherever the fucking elves are from. is where-
Well, no, that's
I thought it was
Morrowind.
Hammerfell.
Elsewhere is where the Khajiit from.
Is it? I figured it was. I thought it was
It's-
supposed to be about the.
Hammerfell was in one of the first ones.
I thought it was
wasn't
supposed to be
That was
about the
Daggerfall.
fucking the high elves order that show up kind of in Skyrim, but don't really do too much.
Oh, I know
The
you're talking
Thalmor.
about the
The
Thalmor.
Thalmor,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're from Morrowind, aren't they?
That makes sense.
I
don't know.
don't
I thought the.
recall right now.
I thought Morrowind was the
Um,
dark elves, but I don't. I really don't know enough about the lore.
Looking it up on Reddit.
Yeah, you're right. The Dark Elves. That's the Dark Elves. Morrowind.
I don't fucking know enough. I liked Oblivion. That was my favorite one. I was really happy for the remake. So
Did you finish it?
I haven't finished it yet. No, I'm taking my time with it.
True.
I like it a lot.
Play Morrowind. We can get the multiplayer mod.
Morrowind. I've never played Morrowind, but I heard that
It's
there's like
so
a
goofy.
section of fans that definitely feel like
It's bad.
it.
It's bad, but it's good.
Well, I wouldn't say it's bad, but I was gonna
It's
say
bad.
that there's like a
It's
section of
aged.
fans that
Aged.
liked the way the storytelling and stuff was for Morrowind and wish they continued with that.
Story good. Game
And that's
bad.
how I feel about Oblivion.
So a lot of people feel about New Vegas too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like the stories was great, even though the gameplay was still janky as all
Yeah.
get out.
But that brings me to id. So id Software was killing stuff with the Doom.
That was the most recent game.
Yeah.
That shit flopped as hard as anything else.
What's
The
the most
last
recent
two?
one called again?
Doom Eternal.
Eternal.
Not Doom Eternal.
No, the
That
newer
was
one.
another
Oh,
one.
no, that's a DLC.
Dark Ages.
Dark
Doom Dark
Age,
Ages.
that's-
Dark Ages.
That
you're
didn't
Yeah,
do
right.
well?
exactly. Which you forgot
I
about
forgot
because
about
it was
that.
so.
I never
like,
played Dark Ages.
neither
Nobody
did most
covered it.
people, which
Yeah.
is exactly.
Well, there's your problem.
Nobody.
No, but the story, I was looking at the lore for it, and it's definitely more expansive for the whole overarching Doom.
And I will say,
and
to
I
go back
like
to-
that. I
to go-
like how they did that.
To go back to a point you brought up before with like your concern with these layoffs, I don't know if you read like the actual statement that Asha made like on X, like when she announced that like publicly, but she mentioned in that post that there were like a lot of the reasons why there were so many issues with the production and timelines of these games was because a lot of these companies had like 14 layers of oversight.
Mm-hmm.
14 layers of
Zoinks.
of checking the boxes and making sure everything checks out before it gets to the top person that ultimately makes a decision. Like how like there is no way that
Too much
anything
over
can be-
management.
yeah, exactly. It's like the bureaucracy just like took over, and it's like if it like
Red tape.
I
red
would-
tape,
Those
red
are the
because-
tape.
people that need to be getting laid off, not the fucking devs.
and that's the issue is like like and I because I read the statement and I'm like, oh, this lady actually gets it. She's complaining about how the structure of the company is ultimately a fault for everything that the company has been going through over the past decades, which everybody who's been following the markets and paying attention to like music industry news could have fucking told you. Anybody who's been paying attention, it's like very obvious. Anybody who's worked a corporate job could see the writing on the wall and see exactly what was getting games, larger scale games to be where they're at today. And
At the end of, can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
So with all this like different shit going down with Xbox and PlayStation, do you guys really in the long term care if those companies go down? And
well, just to finish off my
I
statement,
care about the games developers, but you go ahead.
to finish what I was saying real quick
Keep
before we get to
making
that.
games.
It wouldn't be like I think that Asha laying off all those people does stand like a good chance at being exactly what they need in the short term.
right,
What concerns me is the fact that they had recently filed for like 3,000 or 4,000 like
This was actually
H-1B
cool.
visa applications.
I like
Mm.
that.
So which they have filed for more H-1B workers to enter Xbox and Microsoft after firing like a whole bunch of like legacy staff who have been there for a long time and who were part of the games that we like grew up loving. And so it's like, even if they do restructure and build up a better system, it's like none of that influence that like went into making those games, as great as they were back in the day, is going to be there, because it's just going to be a
brain
you know,
drain.
Yeah, exactly. Well, sort of like the opposite of a brain drain.
Well, from Xbox.
I feel
It's
like
draining out.
I feel like I care more about the developers than either console at this point.
Yeah, well, ultimately
Same.
me too. But
But
do we care about those brands, or do we care about there being brands to compete with each other?
I only care insofar as it seems like the competition is making the brands make the right decisions. And right now, it seems that all of them have gotten to the point where they're very comfortable making extremely anti-consumer decisions, which is why I am a PC player with an always-on VPN and like 16 terabytes of external storage with whatever the fuck I want on them.
I need more terabytes
because none of these companies have made it, besides Valve and Steam. Blessed be Gavin.
Have made it worth spending our money on them. Accumulating files like crazy.
Shit, yes.
Do you understand?
God damn, I'm fucking tired of it. I'm like, how do I delete this stuff? I need some of this stuff. It's fucking annoying.
You get it now, right?
I do, bro. I need more space. That's the only answer, is get more space, and I fucking hate it.
Which is getting harder and harder by the day, because storage is now. Bro, I was going through I look over. I have this like 4-bay like external NAS. Like it's not NAS, but it's like an RAID bay of like externals. And bro, I've been looking at the prices of storage recently. I've been looking at that. I'm like, bro, this is gold. This is like silver in this box right now. Like this is $200 I spent on maybe like $300 on all this all together, and now it's like $1,200 worth of storage. Like it's crazy. Obviously, I would never sell it because the data on there is more valuable. But what?
Is it one of those Ugreen setups? Or
no, it's like an older, like an off-brand one.
Good.
Like
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, you're talking. That's a NAS. That's like
I want to get one of those setups.
Me too. Yeah, for sure.
I could host it for us if I got like a big enough one.
Well, it would make more sense if we were like all in the same building, or like
even
cloud storage
over the network.
Yeah,
like
if we had internet, if we had like a Starlink here or something, it would be cool to have.
Let's wait till after.
Need to start heading out, actually, because it's hitting the
11:30.
Maybe about midnight-ish.
Yes.
Midnight.
I gotta go feed the cat.
Can you wait 5 minutes and we'll just wrap up the whole pod?
Yes, sir.
Shitty
Or is gonna get back
it's been a good hour and 40.
Oh yeah. Very fun. It's nice catching up with y'all.
This has been a really good video.
Likewise, yeah. No, I live out in the middle of fucking nowhere, so this is like the first time I see most of y'all in like a month.
Well, if you
bring a mic in,
send me your Addy. I can probably, if you send me your Addy, I can probably just cycle out to you. I work in Stewart, and I'll just come visit you, motherfucker.
In Jupiter?
Yeah. I rode my bike to Vero, and this motherfucker came and picked me up because he got sick of waiting for me.
You gonna cycle down 95?
No, I'll take fucking
US 1.
Yeah.
Look at the map to how to get here from how to get to Jupiter Farms from here and get back to me.
I got you. I will find a route and make it. Send me your Addy. I will route it out. Tell you how long it's gonna take me, and I'll fucking have enough water to get there.
It would take you probably like
3 hours.
3 to 4 hours.
I already done it to go to Vero. Easy.
He did in fact do that.
We'll see it.
And it was the worst date of my life.
We'll see.
Crazy shit. So far.
All right.
Made an interesting friend though.
So, new season of the pod. You can look forward to more shit. Next week, I think we're having Toxic.
Ooh.
So, do this again. Probably on a Saturday next time.
Maybe. May not be free for Saturday.
Huh?
I may not be free for Saturday.
Fuck. We'll figure it out.
Do my best.
You'll see.
I plan on using this space for something on Saturday.
Not this Saturday. I didn't mean this Saturday.
You decide.
Saturday's
not really.
We'll figure it out then.
He does.
I don't know. Anyway.
End the podcast.
Bye. What?
Huh?
Goodbye.
Huh?
Okay.